In this video, we'll be exploring biofuel, one of the most promising renewable energy sources that is helping reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. So let's start with some general information and a basic definition. Biofuel is a type of renewable energy made from organic materials such as plants and animal waste. Unlike fossil fuels, which take millions of years to form, biofuels come from sources that can be naturally replaced over time. They can be used to power vehicles, generate electricity, and even provide heating in some countries. For instance, countries like the United States, Brazil, and Malaysia are already producing biofuels as part of their efforts to reduce carbon emissions and move toward a greener energy future. Now, biofuels are classified into 4 generations depending on the feedstock or material used to make them. First generation comes from food crops like sugarcane, corn, and palm oil. Examples include bioethanol and biodiesel. Second generation uses non-food biomass such as wood, straw, and agricultural waste. An example is cellulosic ethanol. Third generation comes from algae and microorganisms which can produce a lot of oil and grow fast without taking up farmland. This gives us algal biodiesel. Fourth generation involves genetically modified crops and carbon capture technologies that produce synthetic biofuels capable of absorbing more carbon dioxide than they release. In short, as technology evolves, biofuels keep becoming cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable. In this part, we look at biofuels based on 3 angles: the feedstock, the process, and the final output. First, in terms of feedstock, this refers to the raw materials used to produce the biofuel. Different types of feedstock give different kinds of fuels. For example, agricultural waste is commonly used for advanced biofuels. Sugarcane is used to produce bioethanol, and vegetable oil is used to make biodiesel. Next, in terms of process, this is the method used to convert the feedstock into usable fuel. Every feedstock goes through a specific process to change it into energy. Some examples include gasification or pyrolysis for solid biomass, fermentation for sugar-based materials, and transesterification for oils and fats. Then, in terms of output, this is the final fuel produced after all the processing steps. The type of output depends on both the feedstock and the method used. Some common outputs are biogas, bioethanol, and biodiesel. From a characteristics point of view, biofuels have steady energy levels, and most of them are biodegradable and safer for the environment. They can blend with normal fuels easily, and engines usually do not need big changes to run on them. From a design point of view, researchers test how these fuels react under different temperatures and conditions. This helps them improve the fuel's efficiency and stability so it can work smoothly in existing engines. The main aim is to create a fuel that performs close to fossil fuels but is cleaner and more sustainable.
Hello guys, my name is Mr. Handy, and today we'll be learning about biofuel production. First off, biofuel comes from fresh crops from farms. As you can see there, the biofuel enters the gasifier through the latch. Down there is the pyrolysis. Pyrolysis means the breakup of composition by fire, means pyro. And below that is the combustion zone. Combustion zone is where the biofuels are burned up to ashes, and then the gases, carbon monoxide and hydrogen, called syngas, will be sucked up from up of the gasifier and into the cyclone. What we use for the cyclone is to get rid of excess char from the combustion before. So, after using the cyclone, we will get the pure and clean syngas. Now, we move on to the condenser. Can you see the pink tubes in there? Well, the pink tubes are actually condenser. They use it to compress the carbon monoxide and hydrogen to create a homogeneous mixture. Okay guys, for the next step, we're gonna need copper, zinc oxide, and aluminium oxide for catalysts. Next up, after the condenser, we'll proceed to methanol synthesis reactor. In here, hydrogen and carbon monoxide will be combined, where we hydrogenate copper monoxide into carbon dioxide, and into methanol.
Now, we look at the final product of our biofuel.
Now, with the pure methanol that we have, we can use it for energy generation, fuel production, and industrial use in factories.
Now, let's look at the environmental impacts, both positive and negative. Starting with the positive side, biofuels reduce greenhouse gas emissions and help slow down climate change. They are renewable and biodegradable, so they don't stay long in nature as pollutants. Many biofuels use waste materials, which helps reduce overall pollution. They also create job opportunities in rural areas, especially for farmers and workers in the biomass industry. However, there are also negative effects. Large-scale production can lead to deforestation when land is cleared for biofuel crops. There's also the food versus fuel conflict, since crops like corn could be used for food instead of energy, and biofuel farming requires a lot of water and fertilizers, which may affect the ecosystem if not managed properly. So, the key point here is that biofuels are beneficial, but they must be developed responsibly. Islam emphasizes protecting and caring for the environment. Humans are appointed as Khalifa, responsible stewards of the earth. Quranic verse, Hud 61, Huwa ansha'akum min al-ard wasta'marakum fiha. He created you from the earth and entrusted you to cultivate it. This verse highlights our duty to manage the earth wisely and responsibly. Using sustainable technologies such as solar, wind, and hydropower aligns with Islamic teachings. Islam encourages us to prosper the earth without harming it, for the benefit of future generations. To wrap things up, biofuel is one of the cleanest and most promising renewable energy sources we have today. It is renewable, gentle on the environment, and helps reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. But like any technology, it comes with responsibilities. We need to use it wisely, making sure that economic growth, environmental care, and ethical values move together in the same direction. If we get this balance right, biofuel can guide us toward a greener and more sustainable future, one that not only embraces scientific progress, but also reflects the principles we believe in, including those found in Islamic teachings.